everybody, JBuzzsaw79 here with a Beastmaster book. Not the same Beastmaster I usually run. I usually like running the Avian version, where I put the 6 birds in with a 4 wolves, and kind of that's my main force. Today, however, I watched some of the Winter Duel special with Arcane Duels and such, and I had been thinking about it for a while, but watching a video with Jacksmack playing on there, another good mage, see him on Octagon. Thank him for kind of giving me a rough sketch to run with, and it kind of went from there, so thanks to him. I'll jump right into it here. Of course, there's my mage, Mr. Fun Pants himself. Double acid, remove armor, so that's always nice. Double surging wave, could try to deal with not just burns on me, but stuff that has anti-water. Battle Forge especially. I did blow up Battle Forge actually with one of them. Well, one of them, and I took one animal and attacked it, but Bull to finish it off if you need to. Bull is always nice. 4 wolves. Okay. And then the new Beastie Beast, 6 of the Witchwood Hounds. Before we get down here, but basically the Hounds are so nice because they give you +1 armor and +1 melee as long as there's basically 2 of them in the same zone. So they're, I don't want to say slightly better, but in some ways they are, because like, yeah, they're not flying, but with 2 of them in the zone, you're looking at 6 dice. And then they each have the 1 armor with 7 health, which isn't bad. So, and then it's all pack mentality, so that's really nice. Down here, running the Witchwood Fairy and Fluella. Fluella's just there to basically allow me to have actions to enchant with her, slash if I need to get other armor on or throw some attack spells, she gives me options. Witchwood Fairy and the King of Ring of Beasts is actually your substitution for Mana Flowers, and it works very, very well. At one point I was using her to get through guards. I'd attack with either Fluella or the Witchwood Fairy to get rid of the guards and then swing in. I did throw 1 Falcon in because I had one other point, and I played against Stanier, if you remember in the video. And I promised him, I said, yep, this is not the same deck, and he said, fine. And then I played one and petted it first turn, and he's like, really? Or second turn, rather. Still the same answer, though. Really. Red Claw is so good. With 2 of them, the Witchwood Hounds and Red Claw, the Hounds each have 4 attack dice, 2 armor, and 7 health. And then Red Claw himself is pretty beastie. Some cons... Conjurations here. Hand Bim was alright, it was nice. The Rain Cloud did a lot of work, and then near the end of the game I ended up summoning the Rain Cloud in the same zone and healed his stuff too, but I was able to keep 4 Hounds up while fighting. What do you have out? Knight of Westlock, 2 Knights of West, no, Knight of Westlock, and that stupid dwarf with the intercept vigilance on. Had one of those plus that. I had Archer. I mean, excuse me, I'm old and I'm tired. But yeah, anyway, I'd taken a lot of damage, so to be able to bring all of them in and slowly wear down and take control of the field that way was very nice. Well, Thorns never cast, but I don't think it ever hurts to have. Some people only run 1 wall. I think a second wall just because you never know. For another point or 2, it's well worth it. Double Tangle Vine, in case Mage ran or a particular monster want to hunt down. Pillar of Righteous Flame, really good. I don't think I ever played it when we played, but Emerald Staff and the Faith Healer Staff. Now, when I watched Jacksmack play, he threw the Emerald Staff, but I added the Faith Healer Staff because, yeah, it's 2 points, but it's only 3 mana. And you put it on the Beastmaster. This is a 5 dice attack weapon that at upkeep you pay 1 mana, so it's no action. You pick one of your other pets and you roll a die to heal it. Ideally, 1. I want to say it. A third of the time there'll be no healing, but otherwise, it's basically you're paying 2 mana to heal up to 3 pets a turn. Plus, if you have BIM, you can BIM in there. So I mean that's without taking an action, which to me is freaking just amazing. Armor, always run the leather with the chitin. I think that's really good. So the pack leader's crawl. It screwed my opponent once there with Stanier. At one point. Excuse me, gosh. I'm really old today, apparently. Falling asleep on the camera. But yeah, I had paid a mana on an attack that would have hit me and sent it to my dog, and then I just healed it off the next turn. Regrowth belt, always I think a staple. I did throw critical strike him because it's nice to be able to get through armor. I think only 1 is needed. And then here's where a lot of changes started occurring between. I mean, there's some now, but this is where I started reading through all these before when they first came out. I thought how good it would be to make a build with them and the hounds. Never did it, but obviously I did now. This becomes for every monster that's in here just a 2 mana. It costs nothing to reveal because they're all minor creatures, and it gives them all elusive, which is really good. Marked for death. Joint strength was in here. It did alright. I never actually had my monster die with it, but to pay 1 to transfer it off, you don't have to take an action to recast. It's really nice. Rust is good. I threw only 1 in though because I figured I had Acid Bowl too. Wolf Fury. Brace yourself. Poison blood. Try to stop healing, which did come into somewhat a need at some point here when I was playing. Magic Ferocity is a 2 cost, again minor, which is everything that's in this book. It gives you the ability to swing twice, but then you destroy the Ferocity. So essentially, would you spend 2 mana to swing twice? Why would I not? So typical double hide, double bear strength. That's I think typical for any book. Glancing blows. Just basically had them lose the dice. I might take it out. It was alright, but I think it'd be better used in some of my other books. Tango Root was alright. It actually did pretty well. He tried to hit me with the Knight of Westlock at one point. It had 2 dice. You know. I don't remember the other one. I don't remember the other monster I put it on. But the other monster was, oh, it was the stupid, dwarf. And then there's rolling 1. So, you know, it's something. I love gator toughnesses, by the way. So, this little 1 armor and the 2 extra health, especially with minor creatures, is so good, actually. And then this is awesome, too. The Sanguine Thirst is a 2 mana and gives them Vampiric. So, with, I gotta go back because it's so freaking crazy cool. That's just them, but if you put this on these Timberwolves here, so the Timberwolf himself already has 10 health. You know, they throw Gator on him. Now he's a 3 armored, 12 health monster with 4 dice. You pet him, right? He has 4 armor, 5 attack dice, with 15 health. Throw Vampiric on him so he heals. I mean, that's just so good. I don't know why they would do that. They're gonna let me play it, so I'm gonna do it. So, 2 minor heals as far as incantations go. Most of my healing is kind of passive for the pets, But if one gets spike damage, I could drop that, or mainly just for myself, to taking Dispels, because if somebody goes, well, I put this random enchantment on myself, probably a block. It could be a bluff, but probably is going to be a block, or nullify, but generally blocks. Or, I don't know, brace yourself, I suppose. Double dissolve, double dispel, I mean, that's kind of point blank. I threw the crumble in. The Rouse the Beast, just because it's only 1 point, and if I really need to get something up and moving, like Red Claw or one of the Timberwolves, I can. Double Force Push, yeah, I might cut one, we'll see. And then to round it off, I added a Remove Curse, Purify, Teleport, and Call the Wild. Almost staple. And there's so many curses, I might actually cut a Purify and run 2. I know it's a full round action, but if you're running against a book with lots of curses, that's the way to get rid of them. I mean, it's so much easier to pay for that than it is. I am so sorry. It's a lot easier to pay for this than it is to run Dispels and try to remove them that way, I think. Wasting Dispels that way. Call the Wild, this is a quick little buff. I know some people wouldn't run it, but it is only 4 mana, and it is a whole freaking arena. So, you know, why not? So that is my canine book for you. Dogs of War. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this. Thumbs down if you did not. Please throw comments. I appreciate all the feedback I get for doing these videos. Feel free to please subscribe. I would appreciate that if any of you take time to do so. If you appreciate this content even at all, kind of helps me because it pushes my name near the top for searches and such. So thanks for that. Please stay tuned for more. We'll have more stuff coming up shortly, as well as the start to my local tournament this next Saturday. It's not this Saturday on the 8th, but next Saturday on the 15th. So please look forward to that, and I'll be putting that up for rounds too. So yeah, I will see you all later. Thanks for watching. JBuzzsaw79 signing off. Alright, sorry about that. The camera, I thought that was fully charged. Turned out that was not actually fully charged. Moving on. So 4 nullifies. Because basically I figure once you kind of get a threshold on the game, you don't want to let it go easily, so then they're going to start throwing spells heavily and stuff. So I wanted to kind of take away actions. That's kind of my thought there for throwing all the nullifies. 2 teleport traps, because again, positioning of my monsters is key, especially with like the Earth Elemental. You get that 7 dice, but in order for him to get that 7 dice, well, that's something in my sleeve. Alright, anyway, but in order for him to get that 7 dice, he's got to be exactly where he needs to be. So teleport traps help out with that. Running, as you can see, 6 Jinx. Jinx was just so awesome. After I wiped out his main force, I just kept throwing Jinxes. And he's like, why do you keep putting Jinx? Oh, it's not that good. Like, yes, but you know, if my action basically cancels one of his actions, that's kind of my thought process, then I win because my monsters keep going and he can't get ahead that way. So that was my thought there. I did add the Hoodwink. I cast it once. I put it on Earth Elemental once, and that was it. And then I went back, and then I never do it again. I did Purge Magic. I wish I had a second one. If that's something I would try to add, would be a second Purge Magic in here. Because once you got the Grizzly out, you powered up, you had 3-4 enchantments on it, and I had to Purge Magic it to get rid of them all. And then later on, you got another one out. I was like, oh god, if I had a second one. I ended up killing it through various circumstances, but a second Purge Magic would have really helped out. The Power Strikes I threw in, I could take those out maybe. Since that stuff there is non-living, and this is corporeal creatures, well, you know, all of a sudden it's like, well, if you get, like the Fire Elemental had +2 against the leafy stuff that I was fighting, so that makes it, you know, suddenly 9 dice, which is really good. So, 1 lesser teleport. I would probably have the second one of those. Perhaps a second actual teleport. Knockdown never really came into being, although looking back, I could have knocked down the Flying Grizzly for 1 turn and beat its face, so maybe I'll leave that in. Maybe another Force Push also. The spell was useful. I never cast Battle Fury, which, you know, it is 2 melees, so that's pretty decent. I mean, you know, if that elemental, that's 14 dice, so. 2 Cure Mod, and then 2 Seeking Spells rounds out the rest of the book. I would also probably have to add a Regrowth belt or that Ivy belt with the armor on. So, I wouldn't add anything else as far as for them, like Regrowth or anything, because there's no real point as far as I'm concerned, but there you have it. This is my Elemental Lord deck. Again, one last time, thank you, Keegan, for giving me the idea to try this out, and I have enjoyed it. I would have to say it's probably not the most competitive one, but it's a lot of fun to drop giant behemoths and watch people go, what the f am I supposed to do? So, yeah, they can swarm, but the fact that you can generally almost one-shot anything they put out is really good. And outside of the Earth Elemental, like the Fire and Water are really good. And then like the Wind ones are pretty good, so there is upkeep though. So, yeah. Alright, this is JBuzzsaw79 saying thanks a lot. Go ahead and subscribe if you like this content. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Comments, always welcome. And as always, I appreciate any feedback I get. I appreciate any of the thumbs up and thumbs down that you're willing to give me. This helps me to be on the top of the search, to make sure people find this content. Again, I thank you for that and appreciate you watching this. Signing off.